Well, Dana continued his criticism of Mario Yamasaki.
What? Wait, more since
worse. I don't know what happened. I think Mario might have something happened because Dana. I wasn't sure what he was trying to say. He said, "I think he's disgusting, and I never want to see him reffing ever again." She didn't tap, and that's the thing. The reality is, when you're a fighter, and it's one of the reasons this sport is as big as it is, because most of you guys don't tap. Most of you guys stay in there, and she did fight like a warrior. For that idiot to say he gave her the opportunity to be a warrior, no, you moron. You're in there to protect her from herself. He makes me sick. That guy has no business reffing fights, and I promise you, you're never going to see him again.
Oh, my goodness. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. So let's talk about the big news for the card. The new main event, since Max Holloway had to pull out, Edgar Holloway is not happening. Edgar against Brian Ortega, which they had rumored is now the co-main event of the evening. 12-0, I think Ortega is.
13, I think.
13, sorry, Chris. And for Frankie Edgar to take... Anyone that doesn't think Frankie Edgar is a psychopath, he has everything to lose.
Yeah.
Because he is in line for the fucking championship fight, and he's taking this fight. Frankie Edgar, I know it's money, but there's no way. I said maybe they guaranteed him, hey, look, you're next, regardless of what happens. But if he gets beaten up badly or choked in the first, they can't, because the people have been saying Ortega deserves a shot.
Right.
So maybe they said, look, if you win, you got the title shot. If you lose to Ortega, Ortega gets the next one, and then you're after him. They might have guaranteed him something like that. I don't know what makes Frankie take this fight.
Well,
Frankie, this is the thing about Frankie. Everybody talks about how tough he is.
Yeah.
And how skilled he is, which he's both, and then some. But he's very, very intelligent fighter. He's a very intelligent fighter. You look at his fight versus what is it? Is it Charles Oliveira? Is that who it is?
Charles Oliveira?
Yeah. Am I saying it right? Now I'm pointing him out because he's a tall, lanky
gentleman.
But he's a very dangerous. He's good, very good standing up.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also very skilled in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And a guy that he can latch on to things from anywhere.
Yep.
I mean, Ortega's been showing that he has an insane guillotine where it wraps around your neck, you're almost done.
Yeah.
You're done, pretty much. But, but...
Who's the last one? Cub Swanson?
He's seen... I'm going to say this. Ortega hasn't fought anybody with kind of the likes of Frankie Edgar, because who really is like Frankie? But Frankie has fought guys dangerous everywhere, from Yair Rodriguez to, like I just said, Charles Oliveira. These are all the different...
Jose Aldo. He's fought everyone who can do anything.
He has the most... Listen, he literally has the most experience out of everybody, most time put in
the octagon. Most octagon hours in history,
He figures out these puzzles, and there's times where you're like, man, that's a hard matchup for him. But it's really... I mean, even when he first started getting known, I fought on the same card. He fought Sean Shirk. Nobody thought he was going to beat Sean Shirk. And he beat Sean Shirk. And I remember that night going, Dana was like, if anybody would have said that, because Sean Shirk was a former champ, and Frankie was just getting on the scene. And if you look at them both, Sean Shirk looks like a little, like rock, like little, like solid dwarf gnome, like muscle bound, like
literally the muscle shark.
Yeah, the muscle shark. And Frankie's, an in shape dude, but Frankie just fought him so intelligently, and that was back then. So I mean, I think that this is a tall order for Ortega, but if again, I mean, you beat Frankie Edgar. I mean, holy cow.
Is there anyone who takes Frankie Edgar lightly? Like, no one. He's not a good matchup for anyone. No one is happy because he can do everything.
No, you can never go in against Frankie and think like, well, maybe I'll get him out of there early. It's like, no, you're not.
You're in there for 25 minutes. Yeah. It's going to be ugly. 3 minutes into it, you're going to think you're fucking destroying him. He's going to be a bloody mess, and then he's happy. Right. That's how it is.
Right.
And then in round 2, he starts kicking the shit out of you. It's really an ugly 25-minute experience.
But I mean, but
and this is only 3 rounds. Also, keep in mind.
Oh, right, the co-main. What is Frankie's record? Is he like 21-5 or something? I'm guessing completely.
Frankie is 22-5-1.
Okay. What was his one?
The one is the draw with Gray Maynard.
Oh, Gray Maynard, right.
So
he fought 3 times, right?
Yes.
1-1 and 1-1-1.
Yep.
Well, guys come and go and this and that, but Frankie's got legs, man. He's been in the game a while.
35 years old, I think.
He's been kicking ass, man, for a long time.
Maybe he just doesn't want to train and not fight, and maybe Max is out longer than we think. Max might be out for 4 months.
I don't know. To me, it seems like for Frankie to want to take this fight, he must know, like in his head, he must have a very solid game plan. Like,
but it doesn't matter because now you have to fight. He must know Max is going to be out for a little while.
But you got to also understand, I mean, his fight before got canceled because he got injured.
Right.
Now, and that's a long time out, man.
Right.
He's got as many kids as me.
Oh, he wants to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying who knows. I'm just saying, you know, he's a warrior. That's what he does.
And I don't know. Yana Kunitskaya, sorry.
Yep.
Will be fighting Chris Cyborg for the featherweight title. Ooh. And she's an Invicta FC bantamweight champion.
Yeah.
So Cyborg is fighting again on the card after a decision. She just fought 5 rounds with Holly.
Yeah.
So for her to come back pretty soon, she must not feel like she was hurt at all.
Right.
And I guess they want a title fight as the main event.
Yeah, why not? I mean, respect to Cyborg for coming back after the end of the year fight. And Kunitskaya moving up. Obviously, she's fought at featherweight, I think once or twice, but she was the bantamweight champ in Invicta. Fought Tanya Evinger twice. So, it's but this is a pretty solid card now, especially Sean O'Malley, Andre Sukumtut's very tough, Struve, Arlovsky, Kat Zingano, we talked to.
Yay, Kat. I feel like I fucking stink like coffee now.
So you probably do. You spilled it on yourself.
Either like a combination of
I've
Pepsi
spilled worse
coffee.
fluids on myself.
Damn, Jim.
By the way, just to wrap up our pick, we all had actually a pretty good event. So Jim, you went 4.
I won by
5.
1. Yeah, I beat you by 1.
You had 12 out of 15 points, which that's very
but what do you think my nickname is? Fucking Point Machine.
Point Machine, Jim Norton, right?
Right.
Matt, you went 3 for 5, 4 out of 15 points. Fuck. And I went 3 for 5, 11 out of 15.
Jimmy says humiliating. Oh, well, I had Jake Matthews' back.
You did.
Humiliating. That's right, Jimmy.
All right. Before we wrap up here, let me say this about
what else?
Tyron Woodley had hinted on Twitter that he might be fighting. He said, "I think that fight will happen. I think it will happen this year about Nate Diaz." And Dana wasn't sure, so he said, Woodley's full of shit. That fight was never made. You couldn't be more wrong. He couldn't be more full of shit. And it's absolutely not true. It's so not true that our lawyer hit him up today and said he needs to stop saying these kind of things because it's absolutely not true. Boy, Dana was not in a fucking mince words mood.
No.
I was so
full of shit.
That doesn't make sense, though, anyway. I mean, it'd be an interesting fight to see Nate fight him, but RDA's earned that shot in my mind, you know?
He's earned the title shot.
And Nate's not a welterweight.
That is, I mean...
Well, that's what they were saying. He's
I think Woodley's looking for just anything with a big pay-per-view. He just wants, obviously, but I mean, that's what he wants.
There's fights
but
at
why? But
lightweight
first of all,
Nate.
RDA's would be...
Yeah.
I think that was what everybody was talking about.
That's what Dana's saying. I mean, Dana's like, that's the fight that makes sense.
That's the one I want to
obviously.
see. Yeah. He's probably just going for a money shot.
Well, there's no way that's going to be a boring fight.
No.
RDA versus Woodley. How's that boring?
Woodley may think that RDA is more of a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think it's that Woodley's concerned necessarily more one over the other. Nate's a bigger name, and he probably
bigger
thinks
name.
it's a bigger payday, but that's going to be a great fight. So that could put Woodley over more just having a great performance against RDA.
When was this fight announced? David Branch versus Thiago Santos.
Very recently, last week or whatever.
Yes,
so.
And that's going to be at a UFC fight night in Atlantic City, Saturday, April 21st.
Yep.
I got some fighters on that card.
You do.
Yeah, there's one right under that actually.
Oh, who's that?
Aljo Brett Jones.
Funkmaster fighting Brett Jones. Johns,
the pikey. Brett Johns. That's a very interesting fight.
Well, he got a nice calf slice on Joe Soto in his last fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's got a potential for a very to make a very fight of the night. It could be.
Yep.
I mean, Aljo. I've been seeing a lot of Aljo lately, and he is the Funk Master, man.
Yes, he is.
Oh man, he's
indeed
great.
he is.
He's and I like the David Branch Thiago Santos fight.
Yeah, that
is interesting to make though, because Thiago is going. He's on a bit of a streak.
Yeah, I think that's 4 knockouts in a row.
David Branch is coming off a hard time.